Alright, so I didn't turn the camera on, but we sanded it just a little bit. Then I repolished it. You can kind of see the image right there. The only bad thing about doing it on a darker wood is it doesn't come out as well, you know, in the dark spots. So anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll CA this. Now everybody has their own way of doing CA glue, and I'm no different. I've tried it all kinds of ways. I tend to like to put medium on, and everybody has their own preference. So I've been using medium stick fast. And I usually put on about 5-6 coats. I'll slow it down to as slow as I can get it, which on this here with the belts the way they're set, it's usually around 750 RPMs. And I just put it on real quick. Try to keep it as smooth as I can. I want to try to get very little bumps in there, so I want to keep it smooth. Less sanding I do, the better. And I give it a few seconds to dry. I'll put another coat on. You can tell whenever it's not completely dry because you'll go put the glue on and your paper will stick to it. And that's not fun. I've had to re-sand and sometimes even take the tool to it and shave it right back down to the wood. I'm down here in the basement, and it's a little bit chilly in here, so it takes a little bit longer to dry. And I have spray, accelerator to put on there, but I found I was getting little white spots, not right away, but after maybe a few days or a week, I pulled the pin out to look at it, and I noticed there's like little white spots forming. And I couldn't figure out what was causing that, and then I started reading up on it. And before, like in between coats, I would spray it, and then I'd put another coat on, spray it, put another coat on. Well, if you don't take a towel and wipe that off in between coats, that spray, if you don't wipe it off, some of it will still be on there. So then whenever you put your other coat on there, it's trapping your accelerator in the layers of the glue. And it won't show up right away, but as the glue hardens and cures, then the accelerator shows up. And since I've been not doing that, I don't have that problem anymore. Now I might put accelerator on at the very end, just to make sure I have it good and dry and hard. And then once I do that, then I'll go ahead and I'll sand it down and shine it up. So that's 3 coats. Put on a couple more coats here. I'm try and get thick enough so whenever I sand it down, so I'll start out with 400, depending upon how rough it is. If it's not real rough, so if I can put it on there and it looks fairly smooth, then I'll try stick with 400, then I'll go up to 600. Then once I do that and I have like a foggy cast on it, then I'll go ahead and I'll start using my Zona paper and start shining it up from there. So I'm going to put, that one's not looking as smooth as I would like it. This one's looking pretty good. I'm going to put one more coat on after this. And everybody has their own glue that they use. I've noticed that. Everybody's particular to a particular brand. I've used a lot of them. Hobby Lobby, back in their model area where you can build models, things like that, they actually have thin, medium, and thick CA glue, and I've used that, and they even have accelerator for it too, and it doesn't do too bad. It does pretty nice. So I've used that quite a bit. I bought some Mercury medium flex, and sometimes I'll put that on for last coat, but I don't know if it doesn't go well with this particular stick fast, or I don't know. I've not had I was hoping I'd have better luck with that, but I've just kind of stuck with this stick fast and used it. All right. I'll go ahead and shoot it with some accelerator. Seems to be pretty dry. Now we'll get some sandpaper and start sanding it. I'm going to go ahead and do the 400. Speed it up just a little bit. You see how it's kind of getting that haziness to it? I try to get that to where it's even all the way across. Slow it down a little bit. Now, I don't want to press real hard on it. I'm just kind of lightly pressing. I want that to be an even mist all the way. Sometimes the ends, I've noticed the ends sometimes will cause a little bit of a issue depending upon how you cut them, like this one here. This one looks like it might be a little bit lower than what the rest of it is. Now, I don't want to sand that off. I just want to kind of get the roughness out. But from my experience, you want to try to get it to where you don't see a lot of the spots. Now I'll go ahead and I'll turn it off. I'll go around like this, and it's, I hope I haven't taken that down too far, actually. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do the Zona paper. Speed it up just a little. Always dip it in water, get wet. they're crossed. I can usually tell whenever I'm doing this. Once I get so far, and it's building up a slurry there, which that's good. By the time I get halfway through this, if it's looking dull and it's not shining up, then I know I probably went too far in my sanding, and I don't have any glue on it or CA, and wouldn't have to redo it again, which that happens. Sounds like somebody's trying to get a hold of me. You can feel it smooth out as you go through the different grits. This bottom one here feels a little bit rougher than what the top does. I think it's only because of the laser etching that's on it. Right now it's looking a little dull. Hopefully it'll shine up. If not, we'll have to go through all the CA again just to put coats back on there again. I know sometimes they'll look dull once until you get till the last one, then it'll start shining up. This Zona paper, it's really nice and fine. There's been times whenever I've used this all by itself and not had to really buff it out. Now, what I've been doing, and I've seen it from somebody else, is that once you do this, then you hit it with some, I have some Ultra Gloss compound, and I'll put Ultra Gloss on here, and then I'll put it on the buffing wheel and buff it. And that really makes it pop. Now, I don't see the shine that I want to see on it. Still looking a little dull. I don't like to see that. I want to see a glass finish. So that's kind of concerning me a little bit that I might cut it down too far. Okay, that's the last part of the Zona. Let's take a look at it. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Alright, now let's dry it off. Then let's use the Ultra Gloss. Yep. Better shake it up. I like getting that just high polished glass shine on my stuff with no scratches if at all possible. And it doesn't take long to do this. Yeah, it's looking really nice. I can start to see the shine now. Well, I hope the engraving comes out. There's a picture of a football player running with a football, and sometimes the laser that I have and that you might see me post, it's a NEJE. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. laser. That doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't look too bad. And it, reading up on it, I'd like to get a bigger laser, but some of the bigger lasers, they don't have rotary jigs to where you can do like this here, where you can have it wrap around a pin. And you have to find just the right setting. This here I actually ran through twice, just because there's like some fine lines, and in the original one it didn't come out, so I went ahead and ran it through again. So, and these are the buffing wheels. You might see a lot of guys use these. They come in either 2 or 3, and this one's a 2. I really like it. I only use the blue polish, and then I don't use any polish on the other one. This just kind of takes out the real fine. The real fine scratches. There you go. Wow, that's looking really good. So that's how I do my CA finish. I use that medium. I put on about 6 coats. The last coat I go ahead and spray it with an accelerator, and then I wipe it off so it's dry. Once it's dry, then I go ahead and use the Ultra Gloss. And you can use, there's other stuff out there you can use, and I've tried others. I just happen to have that Ultra Gloss and been using that for a while. And then I put it on the buffing wheel. To kind of give it that last bit of make sure everything's clean and there's no scratches, and it gives it that glass finish. Oh yeah. Pretty good. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put it together.